Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and this is Master of Orion. Been waiting quite a long time for this. It's a reboot of the original and of course it's a 4X game. Now I've got together with Tobii on this one and this is a promo video. That's because I really do enjoy these games. I've been playing 4X games for pretty much as long as they've actually existed, going right back to the very early days of the genre. And this one I think is going to be quite special because after all, the Master of Orion has been around for quite a long time now. Now Tobii are doing a bundle on this one where you can buy the eye tracker for $139 and get Master of Orion included with it. You can see a link to that in the video description. So what we're going to do is jump in and take a look at what's going on here. So for those of you that are new to all this, 4X games are essentially strategy games. The 4X stands for the 4 X's within Explore, Expand, Exploit and Exterminate. So this is the retail version of the game and it comes with some support for the Tobii eye tracker. You've probably seen in my other videos that I use the eye tracker all the time. I actually use it almost every time I play Elite Dangerous. Here you can use the eye tracker in combination with the mouse and keyboard, and what it does is give you an extra layer of control for the game. So as I mentioned, you can play with mouse and keyboard, and that's actually what I do. It's my personal favourite way of playing, but you can also play with a gamepad as well. It does fully support that. Here then you can see all the races within the game and you can actually choose which one you want to be.
Deep in the caves of Koldon,
and the voice in the background there, you may have recognised it. That's Michael Dorn. There's a few famous actors in this game, including Mark Hamill as well. So what I'm going to do is choose which race I want to go with. I'm actually going to go with the humans. But if you really want to, you can also create your custom race and start as you wish there.
Humanity finally came together to form a consolidated government, replacing the many nations once dotting its political landscape.
So perhaps a little bit of a cliche by now, but that's how it goes with the human race on here. And we'll also see just how well these guys stand up against the other races. Now 4X games are usually quite slow going, so I'm not going to jump in right at the start. I'm going to jump in after about an hour or so that'll give you a much better feel of what the game is actually like. But I will let you have a look here at the intro for humans.
Toward the final frontier. Venturing forth from their blue planet Earth, they now seek to explore space, discover ancient civilizations, and coexist peacefully with their neighbors from a position of strength and solidarity.
So as I'm using the Tobii eye tracker on this game, I want to do a quick run through of just exactly how that works. On the screen you can see me and you can also see what I'm looking at. This is a little feature that I can enable through the Tobii software. And as I look towards the edges of the screen, you can see that the screen actually moves a little bit. And here, as I look at each system, you can see that I can actually zoom into that. Now I don't have to place the mouse cursor over the system I want to zoom into. I can just simply look at it and then roll the mouse wheel up or down. There's also another way of zooming in and out. When I'm actually focused in there, I can press a shift and then look at another system and then release shift and you'll instantly snap to it. This is a very quick way of navigating around, and I might add it's very intuitive as well. What you'll also notice is that as I move my gaze around the screen, the little orb follows my focus. Now you don't have to have that orb on, that's just there for the purposes of the video or if you actually want it. But by default it's actually off and it still works the same. The game will still focus on whatever you're actually looking at. The device itself is very small and fits below your monitor using a little magnetic clip there. And it does require a USB 3 input. Let's get into it then. I'm going to pick up after about an hour to an hour and a half's worth of play. Okay then, as I mentioned earlier, I've been playing for a little while now. My empire is around this area here. It's basically the blue systems. That's my faction, my empire. We can see here I've got 4 planets through it. One that I started off with, or 2 that I started off with. And I've since occupied another 2. Sol Prime is not in a very good state at all. It looks like it's been over-abused, over-polluted and underrun. There's no much there of any good wealth. Sol 2 on the other hand is a very good planet. It's got a lot of stuff on it that is of extreme use to me. Many workers here. Now as I put the workers here, what these guys do is increase the production of food. And the more food you get, the faster your population will grow. And you can see here, I've got 2 turns left until that bar completes. When that bar completes, I'll then get another little guy, another bit of population, or another unit, as it were. And here you can see I've got 10 units out of 13. The planet can currently support 13 units of population. Defense is 11 out of 11. Credits, it's given me 17 plus, or plus 17. I believe that's per turn. But pollution is really starting to kick in a little bit now. And sooner or later I'm going to have to put something in to clean that out. I'm currently constructing a civil transport here. And what that will allow me to do is move one of these units of colony or civilians over to another planet, maybe Kif Prime, where I haven't got many workers at the moment. And we can increase the population over here. Now the population here, it can hold 12, but you can see the total population, or the total food production for this planet, is not as great as it is for Sol 2. And you can see here you get 4 units for the first 2 workers, and then 3 for those after, whereas on Kif Prime it's a little bit lower. So I'm building a missile base here, and as I said, the civil transport over here. So we're done there, and let's have a bit of a look at what I've got going on around the galaxy map. Now, I'm not sure where my scouts are. Is there one down there? Is that a scout? No, it's a frigate. I don't believe they're mine, are they? Silicoid ships, no. Now, I've got an alliance of sorts with the silicoids. If we go here in diplomacy, we can see the silicoids are actually affable to me. You signed a trade treaty with them recently. You opened an embassy within their territory. You have an embassy on their territory. Okay, so I'm hoping that when they get close to me here, they're not going to actually cause any conflict. And it might be worth actually, at this particular moment, to have an audience with them.
Be welcome.
And
this one listens.
Good, I hope you will listen. Let's have a non-aggression pact.
No.
Oh, it looks like we might be in trouble. Let's add a few other things into that to try and sweeten the deal for them a little bit. Let's give them a few credits. 10 credits will do. They haven't got a lot of cash if we look over that side of they, so...
This one declines.
Oh, it looks like we're going to war, doesn't it? Anything to try and...
This one's reached its breaking point.
Okay, you're not so happy with me anymore then, I guess. So, where are these silicoids? Still affable with me though, but it's looking like they want to go to war. So what I'm going to do is move that ship over there and put it on guard duty. We've then got 16 defense against his 40. And unfortunately, I haven't got much else I can actually do out there. Now we've got my scouts there. These obviously aren't going to get out here in time. So what we're going to do is just see what happens. So what else have we got? We've got some other ships out there. And these are defending these exit points or entry points to the system. That's currently unexplored at the moment, so I may send my scouts over that way. Wherever they are. You can go up here and explore that. So let's see what happens when I say next turn. These are engaging. Victory chances are terrible. Then you can see that I'm going to be in trouble here and probably end up losing my system. But let's take command of this battle and see how it actually goes. Now, On the conflicts here, you can switch between an action cam or the cinematic cam, or you can switch between the tactical overview. And we got the tactical overview here. So 2 fleets there, effectively. A group of 3 ships and a group of 2 ships. So these guys, can we tell them to retreat? No, we can't. And I can actually see how they're going to actually win this, unfortunately. So there we can choose the radius at which they engage the enemy. They'll try and keep them within the red band, and for the moment at least I've found it to be reasonably successful by putting that band further away from the ship, because more often than not it puts you out of range of their actual weapons. There's not much else we can do aside from just engage the enemy, I guess. We go for the smaller group there for now. And, well, obviously it's not going to go that well because I'm severely outclassed by what's going on here. You can see how the Tobii tracker works here by me looking at the target I want to look at and zooming in and out. It's kind of like having 2 cursors, as I've mentioned. Let's have a look what the cinematic cam shows us. Is that one of mine gone? No, that's both of mine gone. Defeat. And I'm pretty sure they're going to move on to my Gift Prime next, unfortunately. And that means I haven't got anything defending Sol Prime. Let's try and get all of these down here and see if we can defend my main system. Pretty sure they're going to engage this planet next, which hasn't got anything in the way of defense. But I'm building the missile base, but it's probably going to be too little, too late on that count. So next turn then, let's see what happens. A fleet needs orders. Which fleet needs orders? So these guys here, 1 scout, 1 frigate. The scout I don't actually want in the fleet because they're not capable of actually defending anything. Is there 2 in there? Yep. Want them down there, but they know that's where they got to go. You're going to guard there. Just like your brethren who didn't actually survive when they had to do that. So production. Let's have a look. What was complete here was the civilian ship, which I wanted to send over to Gift Prime. And I may still do that, but I'm going to keep it to hand for the moment because I don't want to send it over there just for it to get destroyed. But of course now I want to put something else in the production. So let's add something in. Frigate 2, we can build that within just 2 turns, which is quite quick. A destroyer takes 7 turns. Shall we try that? Don't think we're going to last 7 turns, but let's just see if we can get that down a bit. Get it down to 6 turns. Okay, but I haven't got anywhere near enough money for that. So do I want the Frigate 2 instead? You know, it's not going to be strong enough really to do me much use. Let's stick with a destroyer and just see what happens. Maybe I'll have enough money by then. You can hold your ground there for the moment. Right, so these guys have actually decided to leave. Threatening fleet detected. Where's this one now? Well, I can only see the space dragon. I can't see any threatening fleet. Wonder why they come in just to destroy my ships and then depart again. hardly ideal. Right, so we got the extra bit of population here that I was talking about earlier. Do we buy the missile base with my fairly limited funds? Not yet. Can skip view again. Right, now the government support facilities, these you actually need when your morale starts getting a little bit low. Mine was down to about 75%, and sometimes your little guys here put down their tools and stop working, they go on strike. But the structure, which we should be able to see, the government support facility there, actually gives you a 10% morale boost, and that was enough to get me back up and running again. So let's see what we can point to production here. Now Kif Prime, no Sol Prime. I think we'll put a missile base on here, although it does take 15 turns. See, what you also need to look at is your food production. I've got +1 there with just 2 guys working there. Takes 71 turns. Another guy, I'll reduce that down to 24 turns. Or 15 turns to increase the population, which would be quite nice. But you can also do that by adding biospheres there or hydroponic farms. You do get some recommendations, as you can see there. Our scientific advisors recommended this node. Here, our military advisors recommend this node, as does the social advisors, Marine Barracks. Marine Barracks for Marines probably gives you a nice boost there to your planetary defense. Okay, if that's what you recommend, we'll go with that. But 15 turns is a lot. Tell our ships to move. Hopefully these are pretty safe for now. What's this here? Right, space pirates. They're not too much of a problem. Unless they're going to Kif Prime, which they could well be doing. And yeah, we'll put you over to Kif Prime now. Okay.
Our scientists have made a new discovery.
Right, so this is the tech tree. We can research on this. We've got global DNA scanner and troop transport, which are the ones that I've just researched. So if we say done, it should then ask us what we want to research next. So we've got the whole tech tree here. We can scroll all the way along to the end. You can see it's quite a big tech tree, and the ones at the end here obviously need all the preceding bits of research before we can move on. So what am I going to go for next? Something perhaps that gives me a boost in defense, maybe? Miniaturizing cannons. At the rate at which you govern your research is determined by the level of research you put here. It's going to take 7 turns to do the molecular manipulation research, and we can reduce that down by moving our little guys around. And research is global, it's collective. So the guys on our planets here will actually also contribute towards how long the molecular research is going to take. But I'm still interested in growing the population on Sol 2. Now I can see we're going to end up engaging the pirates here before much longer. I'm not too worried about them because... yeah, colony assault. The human has survived the space pirate bombardment. Yeah, but they're going to keep doing that, aren't they? unfortunately. So it seems early on it's quite worth putting your defences in. That's something I kind of ignored in favour of other productions. And that's the same with pretty much many of these games. You always have to balance out the type of research that you want to do or the type of production you want to do. Now, I don't want the civil transport going there just yet. I actually want the frigate going there. They're going to keep bombarding that, aren't they, until I'm there. What a nuisance. Causing me a lot of trouble.
Welcome to GNN, Galactic News Network.
And now, the state of the galaxy. Current number of colonies.
At last we've got the destroyer, so I'm going to move that over to Kef Prime because that seemed to be the main target at the moment. And my scout is going to start researching these planets here. And there's some type of anomaly going on over here. Now the planets that I've actually discovered are listed here, and you can see the size of the planet as well as the minerals it contains. Now the biome also has an effect. And that will affect just how fast you can actually produce food, I believe. The perfect planet is one like this. Got a huge planet. It's a Gaia planet and it's ultra rich in resources. Now that's Orion Prime. Found that a little while ago. It's over here. And there is a reason I haven't gone over there yet. But just look at the quality of the resources there. This is an absolutely brilliant planet. And a maximum population of 24. But it's guarded. There's a mythical guardian around this. And he's very, very powerful indeed. And I don't have anywhere near the might to challenge it just yet. Having enough trouble trying to defend my place here. But let's see what happens this turn. Right, so now we've got a battle again. Chances of success here actually good. So we're going to take command and watch what happens. Nice we see the planet we're defending actually in the little background clip there. So we got two ships, and yet again going to increase the field here. Now this, how you use this will determine what sort of ships, be determined by what sorts of ships you're actually using. And there'll be better ways and worse ways of actually using that, but this pirate actually doesn't stand a chance right now. We just stick to the overview screen here for this particular one. There we go. Crossing fire. Missing me mostly, but look at the damage that the pirate vessel is actually taking. Now these guys are getting actually a lot closer than I anticipated they would based on the setting I used. But that seemed to have got adjusted down. Don't quite know how that happened. But you'll find they'll try and keep that distance from the enemy ship now. This will probably be its lot now. So I'm hoping the victory. But that was pretty much predetermined. It's quite easy to do that. And I took 11 damage. Now, you can repair your ships. You can see it's lost a little bit of health there. You can repair them at space stations if you've got any. And what have we got here? That's my frigate. So we're going to put these in orbit around Kef Prime instead of the nodes here, because these guys ended up attacking and all they wanted to do probably was just explore the area. Much better to put them around your actual planet if that's what you want to defend. The blockade over Kef Prime has been broken. Yes. And that cost us more than I would have actually liked. Right, so now we've got marine barracks here. I'm actually going to put some of them down there. What else have we got? Marine barracks there as well. Not quite enough money to purchase that yet. A marine barracks there as well, and a missile base. As you can see, I'm getting quite concerned about my defence. So civil transport. What were we going to do with this? Where do we send it? These guys are doing alright. It really is Kif Prime that's struggling still with all of that. So we'll send some civilians over to there. And you can go check that anomaly over there. Everything looks to be in order. So let's move on. Next turn. Marine barracks completed on Kev Prime. Good. So you can see the defence is now 4. What they got to recommend I actually produce. It's a good job because a missile base is something that I actually wanted to produce anyway. Because we don't want a repeat of what actually happened. I mean, look how long it's actually taken these guys to produce any food. Probably wasn't the best sort of planet to have landed on anyway. I don't know. Ultra rich. It's quite a good place. That's why I actually went there. But anyway, what have they found over here?
Arriving at the anomaly, your fleet spots an abandoned container filled with rare minerals floating unguarded in open space. You tell yourself some smuggler on the run must have jettisoned their cargo. Nobody is around to claim it, so you add it to your treasury without a second thought.
55 credits, not too bad, not going to complain about that. And we'll send the scout out to these other unexplored planets. But they're not going to do that yet until they get back. So these guys, they're wondering what they're going to do. Well, you're there to defend. So Kef Prime is now becoming highly defended. So you can see here we've got a starbase. The starbase is an armed orbital platform used to build and service military spacecraft. This base has an extensive array of the most up-to-date weaponry, places the planet's scanners in orbit away from atmospheric disturbance, enables battleship construction. So 18 turns is significant, but I don't think I need to worry about doing too much else out here just yet, although I'm tempted to perhaps have the hydroponic farm first. Okay. Jude's research. Research complete. Okay, but first we get these people doing what it is we want them to do. Molecular manipulation research.
Our scientists have made a new discovery.
So let's see what else we can do here. Right, so what we can do here, we look at our frigate, we can actually edit this or upgrade it. Gives an extra 2.5 on our damage. That makes the production cost a little bit more expensive, but there we go. A little bit more powerful. We can actually edit these. We can change their appearance somewhat. It's got a nuclear drive. That's all we can choose at the moment. And the armour there, you can actually change them based on your research, which is what that's all about. Augmented engines. What else can we add? Look at all this. Okay, so I think we should put some anti-missile rockets on there. can actually change the base model a little bit if you like. I prefer the first one. We can change the theme look. Let's go with that one. Your design exceeds the selected hull space limit. Remove some modules to slim down your design. And why did you allow me to include that? Let's remove the engine then. Oh, we're still over. That's because I didn't clear it. How do we clear that then? Can we not clear it now? Well, let's cancel it then. That's the easiest option. And we'll actually see if we can add anything here. Yeah, that's still within parameters. And we did change that. There we go. Okay, so let's see if we can actually change the frigate any. There's room on there. Fortunately, I don't have anything to add. 12.5, the augmented engines. Can't quite fit that. Laser cannons. Let's see if we can upgrade the missiles instead. Okay. Right, so we are done there.
Our scientists are eager to start.
Okay, what are we going to research next? Advanced fusion. Let's go for that. Looks good, increasing our ability for our population growth. Oh, so that's quite expensive, isn't it? Never mind, probably worth it. And these guys, we need you to unload onto the planet here. And you see how that changes? Needs 5 turns to complete the hydroponic farm. Move him away and that goes up to 7. But at the moment it's going to take 30 turns before the population will grow. If I move him over there, that goes down to 12, which is a significant difference. So that's exactly how I'm going to leave it. Another fleet needs orders. Destroyer. I thought that was with the... Yeah, he is now. So still not that powerful, but much better than where we were previously.
Welcome to GNN.
A star will soon go supernova near a dark lock colony.
Okay. So we're going to get another population growth on Sol very soon. What was it I built there last? Missile base completed. Probably didn't need any more defence there actually, did I? Bit of a waste. Yeah, it definitely needs some atmospheric renewal. Right over the other side of the galaxy. And these is where the other races are. So the red guy is up there. The orange guy is just there. I don't know where the silicon people actually are. But let's go to the next turn. Again, the population has grown. As it keeps growing, we can buy the atmospheric renewer, which is quite important. Look at that pollution. Yep, you can investigate that planet. And we'll have a look at our planets lists and see where our next target for habitation will be. This one's looking good, isn't it? But probably not a wise choice placing it over there. A bit too close to the people I've said I'll keep away from. So you've got a nice big planet here, but it's a gas giant, meaning that people can't actually live there. Poor minerals, but nice for population growth. So maybe Kit 2 if that's close enough. No, again, a bit too far away. Where's that one? Kita. Yeah, that's looking like a possible candidate. Found a lot of planets here. Okay, so that does it. And I think that turn will just about bring us to the end of this particular episode. What have we got coming in there? So, an interesting game then. Hasn't quite got some of the depth that might be used to from some 4X games. Stellaris, for example, it does probably have a bit more depth, but what it lacks for in depth, it makes up for in pace. And in that regards, it's definitely a very enjoyable game. The eye tracker does also make a difference. It's much more intuitive to interact with the game whilst using it. Now, the eye tracker does also support a load of other games. There'll be a big list on the Tobii website of the games they can use it. And one of the big ones, of course, is Elite Dangerous. And I never play Elite Dangerous without it. And that isn't hyperbole. That's something I've been saying for a long time now. People ask me all over the internet if I still use it. And yes, I most certainly do. Anyway, that brings us to the end of this video. As always, thanks for watching. And I'll catch you guys and girls next time.